This video here is a nice geometry problem. Here is the following picture. Shows we have this line from A to B. We have the measurement of this line square root of 2 over 2. So there is a circle passing through this point, bounded this portion of the circle passing through the point B and A, making this shaded area. Okay, from the point A we mirror the tangent line here, making the pi over 4 as an angle between this line and this line. Okay, question, we are going to evaluate the area of this one. Okay, shaded area. Let's go through this one. In fact, this is uncompleted picture, so I'm going to draw another extra line in order to make the right triangle. Okay, so I'm going to draw the line from point B down here, and another line is going through A. It will meet this line which is coming from the B down here, making 90 degrees. Okay, so the picture is more clear now. So I made the right triangle here, so let's call this point O. Notice here, since we have a pi over 4 here, we have this line perpendicularly with this line, so I have another pi over 2 here. Since we have a pi over 4 here, this angle must be pi over 4 as well. If this one pi over 4, which means we have isosceles triangle. Now we must calculate x in the Pythagorean theorem here. So I get here square root of 2 over 2 quantity square equals 2 times x square. Okay, this one is given as 2 over 4, which is half x square equals 1 over 4 by dividing both sides by number 2. Okay, then applying the square root of here, I get x equals half. So we need to take only positive number because we have a distance here. So this one, this distance equals half. Okay, since this distance equals to this distance, which is half, which is the radius of this circle. Okay, I'm going to put this one in a coordinate plane. Let's put this capital A as an origin. Let's extend this one, and this one make it as a x-axis. This one is a vertical axis. Okay, then next thing up, I'm going to determine the equation line for this line AB. Okay, this one y equals x. Y equals x because we have the slope equals 1. Because slope equals 1 equals tangent of pi over 4, which is this one, equals this distance, which is half over half. Okay, which is 1. And also this line is passing through the origin, so we don't have to put anything here. I need to determine the equation line for the circle. Okay, we know this point is half comma 0. So for y, I get, since we have the center of this circle at the point O, and we have the origin A, so from this distance to this distance we have half, which means x will be x minus half, which is x minus half quantity square plus y minus 0 quantity square equals the radius square. Radius is half, which is quarter. The radius is r square. Okay, let's put it r. Now I'm going to solve this equation. I get y equals 1 over 4 minus x minus half quantity square. Okay, so I determine the equation line for a circle. In order to calculate this area, I'm going to put the top curve minus the bottom curve. The top curve is a equation of the circle. The bottom curve is the equation line. Okay, so which means the area of this one, let's put it as d, because the integral from the point 0 to half of this top circle, which is square root of 1 over 4 minus x minus half quantity square minus x, which is the equation of line of this one, dx. Okay, I'm going to bring this one at the top and continue evaluating this integral. Now we are ready to evaluate this integral. So I'm going through the substitution First of all, I'm going to split this integral into two parts. I get SD equals this integral from 0 to half square 1 over 4 minus x minus half quantity square dx minus x dx from 0 to half. Okay, this one it's clearly is going to give us 1 over 2 x square evaluated from 0 half. Calculate this one is giving us 1 over 4 is multiplied by half is giving us 1 over 8. Let's call this one as a I integral. So in order to calculate the I integral, I'm going through the substitution. Let's set x minus half equals half sine theta. Okay, let's differentiate this one. Get dx equals half cosine theta d theta. Okay, let's plug this one into this one here. So I get I integral, which is, I'm going to change the bound now. Put 0 here is giving us minus 1 over 2 equals 1 over 2, which is sine theta equals minus 1. Sine theta equals minus 1, which is minus pi over 2. Minus pi over 2. Putting x with 1 over 2 is giving us 0, which is sine theta 0 implies theta equals 0 as well. So replacing this one into here, I get quarter minus this one square, which is quarter sine square theta is multiplied by half cosine theta d theta. Okay, this one is giving us 1 over 4 factor 1 minus sine theta square. This term is giving us cosine square theta. Since we have minus pi over 2, I'm going to put a new substitution. Let's set t equals minus theta to get rid of this minus sign of this bound. Okay, so this one becomes I integral. This minus pi over 2 becomes pi over 2. This one becomes 0. So this term, which is cosine square theta, I get 1 over 4 cosine square minus t, because I have changed theta with minus t. Half is multiplied by cosine minus t minus dt, because differentiate this one, dt is giving us minus d theta, like this. Okay, then so by taking off the square root, I get here 1 over 2 here. With this 1 over 2 becomes 1 over 4. I will put this 1 over 4 outside, taking off this one. Since cosine t is an even function, so we don't have to put minus here because it's even. This minus and flip this bounds of this integral becomes, I'm going to cancel out this minus and changing this bound from 0 to pi over 2. Then taking the square root out of here, I get 1 over 4 from 0 to pi over 2. Cosine t is multiplied by cosine t is giving us cosine square t dt. Okay, cosine square t equals cosine 2t plus number 1 over 2. Okay, so how to get to this one? We have cosine 2t, which is cosine t plus t. Expand this one out by using the trigonometry formula. I get cosine square t minus sine square t. Okay, we know we have a relationship between sine and cosine. Cosine square plus sine square equals 1. Change everything into cosine, you get this formula. Okay, so I'm going to split this integral into two. I get 1 over 4 from 0 to pi over 2 cosine 2t plus number 1 dt. This half is going to go outside, becomes 1 over 8 here. Okay, split these two integrals separately. I get here I integral, which is 1 over 8 from 0 to pi over 2 cosine 2t dt plus 1 over 8, the integral from 0 to pi over 2 of dt. Okay, this one is given as 0 because the primitive of cosine to t, which is half sine to t, by replacing t with pi over 2, I get pi over 2 is multiplied by 2, which is pi. Sine of pi 0 and sine of 0, which is 0. So the whole thing equals 0. This one equals 0. So I will be left only with this one. This one is clearly is given as 1 over 8 pi over 2, which is pi over 16. So the shaded area, which is this value of pi over 16, minus this 1 over 8, which we found before, minus this difference, minus 1 over 8. Okay? So let's do this one in different way using the geometry here. It's more simple here to do it. Shaded area, which is the area of this sector. The area of this sector equals the angle of this one, which is pi over 2. Over 2 is multiplied by the radius square, which is 1 over 2 quadrant square, minus the area of this triangle. The area of this triangle is base is multiplied by heights over 2. The base, it was 1 over 2. The heights 1 over 2 over 2. Okay? Evaluating this one is given as pi over 4 is multiplied by 1 over 4 minus half multiplied the half is given as quarter over 2, which is 1 over 8. Minus 1 over 8, which is pi over 16 minus 1 over 8. So we get the same thing. Okay? So I have ended this video. By the way, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and support the channel. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.